Shalom, shalom. I'm going to start off this video giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well, teach well while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. I also want to say shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, prophet, servants scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. And shalom to you, Akwaf, which are you few sisters out there that are sincere, your children, shalom. And in today's video, as you can see, is going to be building off of this video I got here from Dabu 7. And as you brothers and you few sisters may see from the title of the video, it says, stage is set for chaos, right? Dems launching ICE Tracker app. Trump's rolls out nationwide response force, you see? So as we can see, things are ultimately heating up, and we are definitely in that time and season where Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah is about to allow all hell to break loose worldwide, but especially here in this place, Babylon the Great America, because we are in the times of judgment, man. So that's ultimately why we see everything happening the way it's happening. You see, with these devils ultimately, taking away the food stamps as of November the 1st. You see this whole government shutdown that's happening. You got a lot of people being laid off and fired and just a lot of, different things that are occurring. But ultimately, we know that the Lord is the one that's controlling everything that we see happening, man, because everything that's literally playing out is all going according to the will of prophecy. You see? So I'm going to grab a precept just touching on that, right? This is Isaiah chapter 45, and I'm going to read verse 7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace, right? Talking about the good times, and create evil, meaning bad times. Out of the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, do all these things. So everything that we ultimately see playing out worldwide and in the earth, all of these things are being orchestrated by the Lord, man. He's the one that's allowing these things to happen. So the chaos and everything that's about to begin and ensue and come to this place, Babylon, the Great America, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, is the one that's about to bring these things. You see, this is Amos chapter 3, verse 6. It says, shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? And that trumpet is representing this word that's going out from the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone, right along with the men on down that teach the same correct doctrine, man, that's warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians of ultimately all of the things that the Lord is about to bring upon planet Earth. And ultimately to repent and to seek the Lord. But we can clearly see that our people are not afraid of these warnings. Because just look at what Jake is out here doing, man. All hell is getting ready to break loose. People worried about food stamps. You see people worried about, all type of madness, man. They're not trying to seek the Lord and to get right with him. So, hey, that's why the Lord is about to bring these awful times, man. You see, it says, shall there be evil in the city? And the Lord have not done it. So like I said, everything that's about to manifest itself real soon, the Lord is bringing these things, man. You see? And ultimately, he's just using Esau Edom, which is this devil on the left-hand side, ultimately to fulfill his will, man. Right? What does it say in Proverbs 16:4? It says, the Lord have made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked, which is Esau, for the day of evil. And these are the evil times that we're in, right? That's why it tells you in Proverbs 22:3 that a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And that's a lot of these people here in Babylon the Great, man, especially the 2/3 of our own people. They're simple. They don't understand the time and seasons we're living in. People thinking everything is just a joke. It's a game. But these people don't know what's ultimately about to happen here in this country real soon, man. And ultimately what the stage is being set for, man, which is complete chaos, because that's all that's about to come to this place, man. Right? And it's all being brought by the Lord. Right? Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I'm come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword, man. That's representing destruction, chaos, division, everything that we already see here in this place, America. But it's only going to get worse, man. Right? So I'm going to get straight into this video that I got here from Dabu 7. We're going to allow it to play. And then I grab a few precepts and Adorat be edifying. But with that being said, fair use. I'm not getting paid for this video. This is for educational purposes only. Fair use.
D7, back at you, and it looks like the stage is set. I really do hope you guys got a plan after all this time, all these years, trying to get people ready for chaos. The stage is set, and if you don't know what's going on here, Trump has rolled out a plan here to send National Guard troops all across the country in pockets of like 500 per unit. And these units are going to deploy within 24 hours to wherever they need them, any situation. Now, a lot of people are like, that's unprecedented. We've never seen an order like that before, ever.
Right. You hear what it is that ultimately he's saying that what Trump is about to do, he's about to send out the National Guard in groups to all of these different states throughout Babylon. And the men of the Lord, you see, we've been telling you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, that ultimately these times are coming, man, and that these devils are about to come down with great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time. And this is ultimately what we see playing out in front of our eyes, man. Prophecy. You see, all of these things are about to come down the pipeline real soon, man. You see. But I'm actually get into this precept right here that I got. I'm going to start out in the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and I'm going to start at verse 1, right? It says, the burden of Egypt, which we know this place, America, is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. It says, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, a chariot, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it, right? This is verse 2. It said, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. That's talking about you American people, man. And we see that happening in this place already, but on a smaller scale. Eventually, things are about to increase. And that's why this devil Trump is ultimately sending out these National Guard soldiers to these different states already, man. It's just a prelude to what they know is coming, which is all hell breaking loose, chaos, anarchy. You see pandemonium. You see the people taking matters into their own hands. All of these things is what's about to come, man. You see, it says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, right? And everyone against his neighbor, city against city and kingdom against kingdom, man. Right. That's about to be happening soon here in this place, America. We already see what's happening ultimately with the ICE raids and all of those different things that are taking place. But like I said, just wait the next coming days, weeks and months, man, when things really start to take effect, especially if the government is not about to give these people their food stamps. You already got people talking about that they're going to loot stores and that they're going to bug out. And so, I mean, hey, we know what's coming, man. You see. And the government knows as well. Like I said, that's why they're preparing for it. That's why they're setting up National Guard troops. And ultimately, Esau Edom, he wants these things to take place anyway, man, because this is all part of his Ordo ab Chao, man, right? Which ultimately he's not controlling anything. The Lord is the one that's controlling all things. And like I said, everything is going according to the will of the Lord for prophecy's sake. But, you know, Esau on the left hand think that he's controlling these events when really it's the Lord, right? But I'm actually look up the meaning to that word Ordo ab Chao, right, on the chat GPT. And it pops up, right? The Latin phrase ordo ab Chao, right, translate to order from chaos, right? Or order out of chaos in English, right? And the meaning, it expresses the idea that order, harmony, or progress can emerge from disorder, confusion, or upheaval, right? Essentially, it's about creating structure or stability out of turmoil. You see, and we know that ultimately these devils, you know, want to establish their new world order, man, their enterprise, you see. And in order for them to bring in the order or what they deem order, it has to be some type of chaos. So that's why we see these devils doing the things that they're doing, taking away the food stamps, doing all the little different types of things like that, which we know ultimately it's the Lord, because the Lord controls the minds of the kings, as it tells you in Proverbs 21:1, and he turneth it whithersoever he will. So the Lord is putting the spirit on Esau to do things that are going to ultimately lead to a reaction coming from these people, which is ultimately going to make everything that we see playing out according to prophecy happen, which is going to bring these race wars, these class wars, these civil wars, and everything else that's going to happen, man. Complete chaos, man. You see, that's what's coming, right? And like I said, the men of the Lord, starting off with the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the Great Millstone, we've been warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians. We've been telling you that ultimately these things will happen in America, that the Lord is judging this place, and that this place is done, man. We've been telling y'all this stuff, man. But guess what? People don't want to listen. People think it's a joke. They laugh, they scoff. But hey, you people ain't about to be laughing real soon, man. You see, because like I said, these things, you see, are seconds away from happening. This stuff is right at the door. You see? So I'm going to get back into the video.
That's taking our National Guard troops and using them for whatever Trump and them want to do with them. Okay? Now, as I said before, as it's supposed to go with posse comitatus, if your governor, the governor of a state, wants to use those troops for something else first, then he's got dibs. But if they're just sitting around and Trump comes along and he's like, yo, we need your National Guard troops to send them up to Chicago, Portland, or whatever, they're going to take them. And this is what sets the stage for civil war. Because up in Portland, the governor is saying that him and the sheriffs and the National Guard, they're all protecting the protesters. That's opposite of what the National Guard is doing in other places where they're helping ICE. So this puts ICE against the National Guard, in some of these situations. Then, on top of all of this, this takes it to a whole nother level here. The Dems are putting out this app that's going to track ICE agents unless somebody stops it. And this isn't going to be good. What do you think is going to come of it? Can track ICE agents. There's going to be like executions while they're sitting in the car. We've seen in the past stuff like this, but this is going to be bad when they can track them down.
Right. And you hear what it is he's saying. And hey, the scripture said that all of these things will come. Right. Let me grab 2nd Esdras, right? Chapter 15. And I'm going to start at verse 14. And we always bring these scriptures out through the Spirit because ultimately these are the times that we're living in, man. These are the things that are about to happen. You see, so that's why we go into these same precepts, these same different, scriptures, because ultimately this is what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is about to bring, man. This chaos. These are the things that are about to be taking place in these current times that we're living in, man. This is what's about to manifest real soon, right? It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And that word woe meaning destruction, because that's all the Lord is about to bring in these times, man, especially if you're not of his elect. Only thing that's coming for you is destruction, man, death. Verse 15, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. When something is not, I mean, it's fastly approaching. It's near, right? And we see everything that's happening in this country is ultimately indicating and proving that these times are upon us, man, right? It says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, right? That's going into your race wars, your civil wars, right? Your class wars, your gender wars. It says, and swords in their hands, those modern day swords being the guns, right? Verse 16, for there should be sedition among men. And that's what we see happening here on a smaller scale. You see, due to the ICE raids and the government shutdown and everything else that's happening. But ultimately, we know it's going to get worse than that. You see, ultimately, that's only the beginning of everything that we see happening, right? But sedition among men basically goes into, people fighting against the government. And we know that's about to be happening soon here in this place, America, because these people are already blaming the government for ultimately everything that's happening in this place as is. You see, that's who these people are blaming for everything that they deem wrong with this country, the government. So when all hell breaks loose, who you think these Americans are going to go after first, right? So that's when you're going to have your sedition among men. It says, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? That's going into these police officers, government officials and all of these other different types of people, right? It says, in the course of their actions shall stand in their power, right? Verse 17, it said, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. And the reason you won't be able to do that ultimately is because guess what? Due to all of the civil unrest that's going to be happening, these devils are going to lock down this place, America, man. Martial law is going to be declared. You see, that's why you got Nero Donald Trump talking about that he can invoke the Insurrection Act, which that's ultimately just allowing the military to take over the government and to be the new police department. But we already see him doing that now anyway with how he's sending the National Guard to all of these various different cities throughout America. So like I said, we see everything forming, And I'm going to read verse 17 again. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, because, you ain't going to be able to move around freely. Ultimately, due to all of the chaos that's going to be happening out here in the streets of America, right along with the military, barricading and locking everything down. You see, you're not going to be able to move freely. And ultimately, all of this is setting the stage for this devil's new world order. Because like I said, the MOTB microchip, which is a major part of prophecy, is going to come into the mix in the midst of everything that's going on. You see, that's part of that Ordo Ab Chaos, right? Because once these people are out here rioting and looting and fighting against each other, these devils are going to bring in the order by bringing in, this MOTB system, which we know that's coming because that's a part of prophecy, man. These are the things that are ultimately about to come. You see, that's why we see everything setting up the way it is, man. These things are not happening by coincidence. You see, it's all happening according to the will of the Lord, man, because it's prophecy. You see, and it's playing out right in front of these people's faces. You see, so all you unbelievers and all of you people that don't believe these things, you people about to get a rude awakening real soon, man, from the Lord. You see, all of you people that's thinking this stuff a game is just a joke. Hey, the Lord got something coming for you people, man. You see, verse 18, it says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed and men shall be afraid. That's how bad it's going to get out here, man. You see. And what does it say in 2nd Esdras 8:50? One of my favorite precepts. It says, for many great miseries shall be done unto them that in the latter times should dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And we know that a lot of these people here in America, they're full of pride, man. You can't tell these people anything. Everybody is haughty. Everybody's arrogant. But hey, the Lord is about to bring all of that to a cease real soon, man, when he begins to bring all of these different plagues and these different things upon his country, man. You see, if you're not of the Lord's elect, you're really about to catch a lot of hell in this time that's coming, man. You see. That's why we tell you Israelites to repent, man. You see, seek the Lord while he still may be found. And I'm actually grab that precept real quick through the Spirit, right? I'm going to go to Isaiah chapter 55, and I'm going to get straight to the point. I'm going to read verse 6. It says, seek ye the Lord, right? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, while he may be found. And that's what we're telling you tribes to do, because ultimately we know that there's coming a time very soon where you're not going to be able to seek the Lord. All of these warnings that the men of the Lord are giving you and that are going out week in and week out through the elder apostles and the elder bishops and the men on down. Eventually, this stuff going to stop, man. You see, because there is a such thing as the famine of the word. And we see that coming quickly as well with how everything is going, how everything is being set up, how these devils are censoring certain brothers' videos and things like that. So, hey, you ain't going to be able to get these warnings in a minute. You see, that's why we tell you to get this stuff and to take it in and to receive it now. But we know that ultimately, if you're not of the Lord's remnant, the elect, you're not going to turn back to the Lord anyway. You see, that's why this message is only for the Lord's elect, man. You see, but it says, seek ye the Lord while he may be found, and call ye upon him while he is near, right? Verse 7. It says, let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Lord. And he will have mercy upon him into our power, for he will abundantly pardon. But like I said, the only ones that are going to ultimately turn back sorrowful and remorseful for their wrongful thoughts, sins, and doings in this life, as well as their former lives, are going to be the elect of the nation of Israel. Everybody else, they're not going to return. The 2/3 of our people, you see, and these people are going to die, man. In these times that are coming with all of the stuff the Lord is ultimately about to bring down the pipeline, you see. But yeah, I'm going to get back into this video and we're just going to finish watching it, right? Just the last little bit of it because it's almost done, right? So bear with me. Let me pull it up.
This is taking this to a whole nother level, man. Now, I want you to imagine that, again, your friends, your family, they're called into this. They're pulled into this. Especially the National Guard peoples who I'm thinking about here, who are just going to be used like ragdolls, jerked all over the place, sent wherever they want to do their dirty work. And yes, they're going to be putting hands on people. All of this is what was supposed to not happen. Okay? But right before your very eyes, a police state's being rolled out. And people got a ton of excuses. And I guess they'll continue with those excuses until it's too late. I really do hope you have a plan. You're about to see mass clashing in some of these cities. This is going to go beyond Chicago. It's going to go beyond Portland. This is going to hit smaller city.
Right. And you hear what he said, and that's absolutely right, man. This is about to be happening all throughout America. Because like I said, this place is done, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is about to destroy this place, man, from off of the face of the earth. And he's about to take Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, out of power. So that's why we see these things happening, man. Because what does it say in St. Matthew chapter 12? I'm going to grab that real quick through the Spirit, right? St. Matthew chapter 12. And I'm going to start at verse 25, but I'm going to read it in the NLT, which is the New Living Translation, right? And it says, Yahushua knew their thoughts and replied, any kingdom, right, divided by civil war is doomed, man. And what we see ultimately getting ready to happen in America, civil war, man. Because like I said, you got all of these different Babylonians that believed in this devil Trump. They see that literally everything that he promised he was going to do for them, he's not coming through on it. And they see how everything since this man has gotten in the so-called White House has just ultimately been getting worse for this country. So like I said, these people have their backs against the wall to the point where they feel as though they have no other choice but to react. So like I said, civil war is coming to this place, man. It's inevitable. You see, so it said it's doomed because this place is doomed because the Lord is going to destroy this place, man. You see, so no hope for America. You see, it says a town or family splintered by feuding will fall apart, right? Verse 26. And if Satan is casting out Satan, right, he is divided and fighting against himself, his own kingdom will not survive, you see. And this is what we see playing out in front of us, man. This place, America, is not going to survive, man, when all of these things happen. Right, when everything really hits the fan, because ultimately we know once this devil comes in with this MOTB, his end is basically sealed right there, man. Right, because what did the Lord say in Job chapter 14? Right, I got to grab that precept real quick through the Spirit. And I'm going to start at verse 5, right? It says, seeing his days are determined, right? The number of his months are with thee. Thou has appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So the Lord only gave this man a certain amount of time that he has to rule. And he knows that. And that's why he's ultimately about to come down heavy with trying to establish his new world order. Right. And that's why we see these devils moving the way they're moving. Right. But yeah, man, these are all of the things that are getting ready to happen upon this place, America. Chaos. You see, civil disorder, all type of different things, man. You see, and that's ultimately what the stage is being set for in this country. Right. So, it's coming, man.
And it's really going to start to be random. And just wait, as soon as they start these strikes in Central America, on Maduro and whoever else wants it coming all the way up to our border, the blowback is going to be insane. So you're going to have all this mixed together. Not to mention anything economic they're going to throw our way. Like I said, keep your eye on Trump and what they're doing with the Mar-a-Lago Accord and this full-blown reset by March or April. And we're in a window here where it looks like things are going to ramp up left and right. But just know that the Dems are pushing this idea to track them off of an app. This isn't going to go down good. I can see it from a mile away where this is going. They're going to stick National Guard all over the place. And again, what happens if they get set up like they did in Chicago here recently? Surrounded by 10 cars, they're calling for backup. And the mayor, whoever says, no, we're not going to send backup, or the police chief, we're not going to send backup. And it's your son, your daughter, that's surrounded, potentially killed in a situation because of what's going down. I'm not liking the police state rolling out full force in front of us, and I'm not liking the whole setup of a civil war. It's right here in front of us, man. Join me.
Right, and you hear what he said, and yeah, it's absolutely in front of us, and ultimately, nothing can stop these things that are coming, man, because ultimately, like I said, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is bringing these things forward according to prophecy, man. These things must take place, you see, because like I said, we're at the end of this rulership. We're at the end of the so-called white man being in power, man. We're coming to the end of this man's queendom. So guess what? These things are going to happen, man. Nothing can ultimately stop it. Like I said, that's why we tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians to repent, man, and to seek the Lord while you still can. Because if not, ultimately, you're not going to make it in the times that are coming, man. You see, because the Lord is ultimately going to be your only refuge, you see, our only protection in these times to get you through this stuff, man. Because like I said, the scriptures say it's going to be a time like no other, man. And we are in those times, you see, where everything is about to ultimately hit the fan. And if you ain't got the Lord with you, for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians out there, right, your ass is through. So with that being said, Lord's willing, I pray this video be edifying to you brothers and you few sisters that may come across it. With that being said, I'm going to end the lesson giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushua Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of the great millstone that rule well and teach well while learning truth 100% according to the Bible. Till the next time, I'm going to say shalom to the elect. Shalom.